Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And this is a story that I just saw and I just thought, wow. And it's not political or anything like that. It is just, I suppose you could make a bit of politics out of it, but it is just an amazing story. Now, we all know railway fares are expensive. I mean, seriously, just ask anyone with a season ticket who commutes into and out of a big city, especially London. They charge an arm and a leg. It is horrendously expensive. But what do? Sometimes it's the only option you have. I mean, even off-peak can sometimes be expensive. And if you book months in advance, you might get a cheap ticket. But generally, it's quite expensive to get on a train in this country compared with, say, the rest of Europe. But how exactly expensive is it? Well, this is how expensive it is. Rail bosses spend £10,000 a week buying flights because it's cheaper to move people around the country by air than by train. And they own the trains. I kid you not. Let's have a look at this article and see what the hell is going on. Here goes. So, Network Rail spent £10,000 flying staff around the country. No, £10,000 a week, that should read, flying staff around the country last year, as it was cheaper than paying for them to take the trains. Last year, more than 2,600 air tickets were bought by staff at Network Rail. 985 tickets were for flights within the UK and 1,622 for international journeys. But even so, nearly 1,000 tickets bought for internal flights because it's cheaper than taking one of the trains that they own. How is this? If ever there was a case for renationalising the railways and subsidising them massively to the same extent as you do on the continent, this has got to be it. When even the people running the railway take planes. Astounding, isn't it? Railway bosses dodged expensive train tickets by paying an average of £10,000 a week for airplane flights around Britain. Network Rail executives made the shocking admission as millions of commuters face a daily battle just to make it into the office. And these buggers are on strike all the time, wanting even more money, which is going to put the price up even more. I mean, seriously. Train ticket prices in Britain are some of the most expensive in Europe and indeed the world. And yet the service is plagued by delays, cancellations and strikes. Do you know if you're standing at a station in Japan, let's say in Tokyo or Yokohama or somewhere like that, and the bullet train comes in and you're about to get on it, if the bullet train is more than 10 seconds late when it comes to a halt at the station, the driver gets out, apologises and bows to the passengers. Unbelievable. Imagine having a train service that good that if they're more than 10 seconds late, the driver apologises. Unbelievable. I think it's just marvellous. Anyway, this is despite huge promotions by railway chiefs to use trains for travelling to and from work because they're better for the environment than driving into the city from the suburbs. And if you are in a large city with enough of either an international main line, a normal main line, or even local lines, or even at the very worst, a metro system, tram system, anything, it's absolutely right. They are. If they fulfil two things: one, price, and two, convenience. And by convenience, I mean they go at a time that's regular enough that you can plan your journey with accuracy, or also that it is capacities there as well, so that you're not having to sort of stand crushed on the way into work every morning. And also, it goes to somewhere near where you work. That's the convenience side. Price and convenience. Get them right, they're fantastic. If they're not right, it's pointless. You're still better off with the car. Anyway, a recent Freedom of Information request submitted by The Sun exposed the damning statistics as working Britons are reeling from the latest train strikes in July and August. In one case, director Michael Handforth, who rakes in £333,000 a year, cost Network Rail nearly £8,000 for 35 plane tickets because he wouldn't take his own damn train. Last year, more than 2,600 air tickets were bought by staff at Network Rail, which operates 20,000 miles of track across Britain. Of this number, 985 for flights within Britain and 1,622 were for international journeys. The figures published by Network Rail show that 72 of the domestic flights took staff from Birmingham to Glasgow, despite there being a direct service connecting the two cities by train. And by the time you get into the airport, have to do the wait, go through security, this, that and the other. Get on the plane, you do the flight, and it's only a short journey. Down the other end, wait for this, out you go, bang. You'd have done it in the train in the same time, possibly even quicker. But the train is so expensive, it's cheaper to get a flight. Unbelievable, isn't it? A spokesman for Network Rail said, "We are competing for top people in a tough global market. And as a public body, with understandable restrictions on salary and rewards compared to the private sector, we have to be innovative and flexible in order to secure the services of the great people from across the internationally competitive market, as we've done here. Our railway is a vital national service, responsible for spending billions of taxpayers' money every year to help build and enrich Britain's economic success. It is right, therefore, to attract the secure, excellent talent." None of that is telling you why they're spending money on flights and not using their trains. But we all know, don't we? They're so damn expensive. Take them back, nationalise British Rail, get it all sorted, subsidise it massively. And now you've got this the gall to fly people when you own your own trains. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it just says it all, really, doesn't it? It goes to show how bad the rail service is in this country. It's overpriced and it's not fit for purpose. And it's so bad that even the railway bosses prefer to fly. I'm coming up. But it is truly shocking, though, isn't it? Now, I don't know what the railway is like near where you live. If you're outside of Britain, of course, I won't know it at all, really. I've only used a few railway systems outside of Britain. I know Americans' one is shockingly bad. But wherever you are, if you're in Britain, I don't know what your local line is like. To be fair, I'm on East Midlands Railway, and I can get a train from near where I live. Down, we don't have a station near us directly. I live in a village, you know. It's like, but we can go off to the town about 8-10 miles away. We get the train there. That runs us straight into London. It's 3 stops. It's about just under an hour all the way down. Now, they used to have a first class compartment, but they don't do, or rather, they used to have first class availability and a first class service. They don't do that anymore. You know, that's I rarely used it, only if I was particularly flush. But they do still have the first class carriage. But it's amazing because people just get on the train, they see first, they don't get on it. I know you can, because there's no first class service. They just have the first class carriage. So you go in and you sit in the nice big seats with a nice table, and everything's nice. But you're paying the same price as if you're in standard. It's lovely. And they never check you on it, so nobody knows. So it's, so we get us in the know. We get the first class compartment all to ourselves. It's lovely. But yeah, that's a 50-minute journey. That's in and out. And if I plan in advance, I can get that for about £16 a head return, which isn't too bad. But if I went down on the day, it's about £28, and that's, there's a pair of us. That's £56 just travel. Now, if I got in the car and drove down and back, it wouldn't cost £56. So it's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a very weird system where it's cheaper to use virtually any other form of transport than the railway. And yet they want to encourage people on the railways. Who knows? Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, always take a plane instead of a train. It's much nicer. Bye.